right, thank you. Keep the calls coming.
Zero
Hello.
nine one six triple zero four nine four five and 0916 005 945. Hello. Yeah. Good evening to you.
Isinetugu.
Me former
Good evening to you.
Tinetugo calling from Umunevo, Guinike.
Good.
First of all, thank you, Mr. Narado, for that objective analysis concerning what happened. For me, it is a game of who wins and who loses is a game of number. So for me, I think that the the ruling party are fully prepared, knowing full well that 2027 is going to be a tough election. So they started building their house earlier. So I would blame the National Assembly because all these people they are coming from our various constituents, from our homes. So we should now know that we should begin to put pressure, just like you said. Any change or any good thing that he wants to come on board, I think we should learn how to put pressure on them. Anybody that will not go with the will of the people, because that is the beauty of the democracy. If the legislature could not be able to do the oversight function that will benefit the ordinary Nigerian, then I don't think there's need for us to having it. Then, secondly, concerning the issue of Nathaniel about the distraction, he said, I think the opposition could have focused more on seeing how they're going to galvanize themselves, like going through that electoral very well, not focusing because they focused more on the real time.
All right.
So I think is a mistake from their own side.
All right.
I don't think anything else can be done. So thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your thoughts.
Hello. All right, Dr. Narado,
Yeah.
before we wrap it up,
Yes.
I think there are some clarifications that we have to get
Okay.
concerning, because you mentioned there are loopholes, many of them in this new electoral act. And just like I mentioned, we have opposition leaders who are calling for a review, a fresh
This amendment.
amendment.
Yeah.
Is this something you would suggest that we carry on? First of all, then secondly, you mentioned that we have trust deficits. It's almost as if whenever you mention INEC, the issue of glitch comes to mind.
Yeah.
Right? So, if that is the case, if we must go with this new electoral act, should we now be looking out for or maybe introduce a method by which there is an audit of the technology? I think Professor Sam suggested that
Yeah.
there should be an audit
Yes.
by an independent body.
Yes. If there's no time in this program to talk about all this, that's where Amupitan lost it. So and it also plays on his um, sense of sincerity in running the INEC. Because you would expect that somebody who came trust deficit with INEC probably would have started with a forensic audit of the 2023 election. And probably say, look, this glitch you are talking about, we have analyzed it. This is what happened. Look at the fingerprints of what really happened, and we think we have taken care of it. It's not enough to say we have taken care of the glitch. By the grace of God, it won't happen. The grace of God is there for everybody. So don't tell us about by the grace of God. Tell us what you have planned to do. It's an I don't want to say African problem, but when the man wants to fail, he says, oh, if God permits, God has permitted and given you the power. So it's a problem. The law, the issues on the electoral act can be amended if there's way. The anthem was amended in one day. There are some other laws that was passed in a matter of hours. The transmission issue, the provision to be removed. The issue about political parties to be taken off. And we can run. But in case we're not able to do that, I'm saying that if Amopiton is responsive enough to the demands and yearnings of Nigerians, he will bring out guidelines that says every polling officer must transmit the results. The issue of real time, they are trying to invent problem where there's no problem. If you image the results and send, And once it's sent, the technology can be configured in such a way that once it's sent, you lose control of that interface. You won't be able to do anything again. You can check what is there, but you can't input any other thing. Once you press send, it's done. So that at the time, even if it comes into the IRF 1 hour later, you will see the time at which it was sent. The one he was giving an example about transaction. If I do transaction and it leaves my account, if you hit the account tomorrow morning, it will tell you when I did the transaction and when you received it.
Right.
That's the essence of real time. Real time is not about when it arrives. Real time is about when you did the transaction. So let them not bamboozle us with this. I do think that if we were serious, they would be more transparent. Mweke was talking about the coppers do not know to upload. It's a failure on the INEC that training was not adequate, and government in power is responsible partially because as we speak, we're not talking about funding of INEC. If INEC had received funding early enough, INEC will prepare for training. And there will be enough time to train all the other. In fact, they will recruit the Arab members early enough, train them adequately to operate the systems. Otherwise, the systems are not rocket sciences. But if you now recruit somebody 2 days to the election and you say you are training the person 1,000 persons in 1 day, you discover that they are not properly trained. So the ruling party sometimes, it may be APC, it may be PDP, have happened in the past, deliberately would do those things to ensure that training was inadequate so that they would have enough ground to manipulate the systems. Nigerians, if we want to do things seriously, we can get elections run as well as they should, by the standard of every part of the world. But the point is that we create the roots, the holes for the system to fail. And we'll come back to say, we can't give you 100% elections. How can a manager be talking like that? That's why we said that Mahmoud communicated better. I mean, you should have, if you come back on the table and put all the cards on the table, bring the political parties, bring stakeholders of as Nigerians. This is what INEC is doing. Look at the INEC systems. Come and see what we have. Help us troubleshoot the system. You can help us criticize this system so that we will now reinforce and have a better and stronger and more resilient systems that can deliver impeccable results. And so these things are, either we'll put the wrong persons in positions, because I mean, apart from the fact that he was a deputy vice chancellor, I don't know the credentials that Professor Mufton comes to the table with in terms of experience of managing logistics and the election and understanding the language, the ethics, and the whole content of election management. It goes beyond just knowing the law. You need to be as grasped with the best practices in terms of managing democracy.
Why do I also feel Amopito was bamboozled by the law? I think he's getting to find out.
I mean, he has all the wherewithal.
He found out when the opposition parties found out how their primaries will be conducted.
He still has time to call them.
Yes,
call them together.
You should have this.
You saw Mahmoud hold series of conversation with political parties.
Right.
But we have not seen him hold that kind of conversation with respect to the laws vis-a-vis the elections that are coming up.
Exactly.
But it does seem that they want to do the bidding of the powers that be.
All right.
Has Amopiton been bold enough to call Wike to order? The INEC released a lame report that they condemned the fact that Wike was moving from one polling unit to the other on the election day.
Well, during his media parley today, he said he had the right to move because he was the governor of the FCT.
No, he can't. He doesn't have.
The journalist challenged him, but he kept on being adamant.
No, because
they cited the law that he had no right. He said, that the president delegated.
First of all, he has no right
to move around.
No, so INEC said it in the report.
Yes.
INEC condemned it, but that was just all. A governor of Enugu State on the day of election. Have you ever seen the governor going around from one booth to the other? He's a member of a political party contesting the election.
Well, he said he's not a candidate.
No, he doesn't have to be a candidate, but he went around campaigning. He campaigned.
Yeah.
How would it have happened if Atiku was going around? If P2B was going around? If every other person was going around? It would have been chaotic.
Chaotic, absolutely.
I mean, right. But the system doesn't have the willpower to call such persons to order. And that's where the likes of Amopiton is failing.
His media party today is a different conversation altogether. He made it. He said that there is no way Riti Kingibe is coming coming back to the Senate. He said it categorically.
You can imagine the kind of utterances that come from
media.
people. That means he has already seen the election.
Well, we'll see. Interesting times ahead indeed. Interesting times ahead indeed. Let us see what the opposition parties will do with the short time that they have, and let us also see if they're going to embrace the second option, the lifeline of having consensus candidates. But what's the possibility of this happening across board?
It's
thank you
imbued
so
with
much,
a lot
Dr.
of possibilities of crisis.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Narado. Always a pleasure. We're not able to exhaust everything that was raised during that town hall meeting.
I mean,
it was a lot to digest.
It was a lot.
It was quite a lot.
But we should not lose sight going forward about the goings on in this, the laws and the preparation to the elections.
Absolutely. Well, news break will be up next. My name is Favor.
And my name is Ifoma Wapifo.
Bring it.